Hi, you might be trying to make a decision between the Rode VideoMicro and the Deity D3. Well, if you are, this is the video for you. Before we start the comparison, what we need to do is just look at the price first, because there's quite a difference between the two. The Rode VideoMicro is retailing in the UK for about £38 now, and the Deity D3 is retailing for £106. This one the Deity has been slowly creeping up, because when I got mine, it was quite a bit cheaper, but so now there's quite a jump between the two of them, and the thing is which one is going to be more useful to you. Well, the first thing you're going to notice is that the Rode is quite a bit smaller than the Deity. That's the first thing you're going to notice straight away. It's quite a difference in size. Both use ride coat mounts, which is rather nice. They're really very strong, very good. The difference is with the Deity, you can actually adjust the mount so that it moves backwards and forwards. As far as your camera is concerned, it can be made into a fairly short mic by pulling the thing backwards. But basically, when you put the two mounts together, the Deity still pushes out a lot further than the Rode VideoMicro, and that's with the adjustment right on the front, so the mic is as far back as it can go. So that's one thing you need to consider, is the fact that the Deity is going to stick out a little bit further. They're both made from metal. They're metal bodied, and the nice thing is the VideoMicro is self-powered, so when you switch the camera on, the VideoMicro is going to switch itself on. This one also switches itself on, but it has a battery inside, and I've changed this connection because the D3 does come with a TRRS connection, which is supposed to recognise devices and what kind of connection you need. And to be honest, mine plays up with the Zoom recorder, so I've changed mine for a TRS and all those problems have gone. So I use a TRS, and this microphone still switches on its own as well. But you do need a battery for this one. The Rode comes with a dead cat, which is quite amazing. It's one of the best dead cats I've seen, actually. It works extraordinarily well, but it's very, very big. It's as big as the microphone, and it goes almost down to the mount itself. So, you know, if you've got this thing hanging down here, it could get into the lens, although it's a tiny microphone. The Deity comes with just a foamy, and it's not that great. It's okay. It keeps off minor wind movement, but basically if you get a good gust, it's going to show. So with the Deity, really, you do need a dead cat. Now for these tests, what I'm going to do, I'm going to not touch the audio at all. I'm just going to leave the audio as it is. I'm not even going to normalize, because basically if I'm comparing microphones, then you might want to know how the sensitivities of each microphone compares. So I'm going to leave the sensitivities, leave the volumes, the top volumes of each mic as they are, and not normalize. At the moment, I'm using the VideoMicro, the Rode VideoMicro, at close distance. So this is a really, really close distance for the micro. I'm now going to try and show you how it rejects or picks up sounds from around my room, which is quite reverberant actually. So this is the Rode VideoMicro from the front. This is the Rode VideoMicro from the side. This is the Rode VideoMicro from the back to the side again, and this is the Rode VideoMicro from the front. Now I'm going to switch straight over to the Deity so you can directly compare. I'm now using the Deity. This is the D3. This is the Deity being used at the same distance in the same place, so you can really compare both the volume that you're getting from the microphone in comparison to the Rode. You can hear if one's more sensitive than the other, and also the tonal characteristics of the mic. So this is the Deity from the front in a room that's quite reverberant. This is the Deity from the front. This is the Deity from the side. This is the Deity from the rear. This is the Deity back to the side, and this is the Deity back to the front. So that's close up on an extension lead if you want to use them for really close capture of speech, which should be the microphones working at their clearest. Now what I'm going to do is a more difficult one and a more common one, where people put the microphone on top of the camera. And the problem with putting it on top of the camera is it's going to be 3 or 4 feet away. Therefore, it's going to be much more prone to picking up room sounds. So I'm going to try it on the camera in a room. This is the sound of the Rode VideoMicro placed on the camera, and now it's roughly about 3 to 4 feet away from me. I'd say about nearly 4 feet. So it's going to be much more prone to picking up the room sound. And this is the sound of the Rode on camera in a room. Now I'm going to go around the sides and backs, back of it, just to show you how it might pick up reverberant sounds. Don't forget that when I'm speaking behind the camera, you're also getting reflections from the wall behind me. But typical place. This is a typical place for recording videos. So this is the micro from the front. I'm now walking round to the sides. This is the VideoMicro about 4 feet away from the side. And now what you might be getting is a reflection from the front as well as all over the other walls as well. But the microphone itself is pointing at the wall, so it's very likely you're picking a reflection up. I'm now 4 feet behind the microphone. So this is the microphone from 4 feet behind. Going back to the side, I'm now 4 feet away from at the side at 90 degrees, and I'm coming round again to the front and back to the front, and that's the sound of the VideoMicro in a room at 4 feet. Not ideal for picking up clear speech, but that's the way a lot of these microphones are used. So now the D3. I'm now in exactly the same position using the D3, about 4 feet, just under 4 feet away. And again, it's very prone to picking up room reverberations and reflections from the wall behind me. But although it's not ideal, this is a typical situation that many people would use these microphones in. You're taking home videos, for instance. So this is the sound of the microphone from the front. If I go around to the side at 4 feet, this is the sound of the microphone 4 feet away on the side. And again, as I say, it's pointing at a blank wall there, so it could well be picking up reflections from that wall quite easily. This is the sound of the microphone 4 feet from the rear. This is 4 feet on the rear. So this is the sound that you would get from the rear. Again, don't forget on the other side there may well be reflections coming in the front from that wall. Now I'm going back to the side at 4 feet. This is the side at 4 feet, coming round to the front. And here I am now back at the front of the video. So this is the sound of the Deity D3 in room. Now the next thing is how do these things work outside? Now to use it outside, I'm going to have to put some kind of windscreen on. So what I'm going to do is just put the foamy on the Deity, and I'll put the Rode Dead Cat on because that's what they're supplied with. Now this test is a little bit difficult out here because there is a breeze blowing, and it's blowing on the back of the lens. So this is the Deity being used, and I've only got the foamy on, and the foamy is slightly prone to picking up the sound of the wind when it blows into the back of the microphone. So this is the sound of the Deity outside. Now I'm going to try it just round the side, and this is the sound of the Deity from the side. That's the sort of sound that you're going to get from the side. If I go around the other side, I've got to go round to the back, and this is the sound of the Deity from the rear when you're outside. So back to the side on the other side now. This is the side, and we're now back to the front. So that's the sound of the Deity being used outside, and it's quite breezy. This is the sound of the Rode in the same position, and again about 3 feet away, still breezy. And I can see the microphone bobbling up and down a bit there because the mount of the Rode is very soft, and it tends to bounce if you get a wind that hits it. So that's the sound of the Rode from the front, about 3 feet. This is the sound of the Rode from the side at 90 degrees, again at 3 feet. This is the sound of the Rode from the rear at 3 feet. Back to the side at 3 feet. And now we're coming round to the front again. So that's the Rode at about 3 feet. To be honest, when you're outdoors in this kind of breeze, I think the Rode's going to win out because of that Dead Cat. It really is a very, very good Dead Cat, and for £38 coming with the microphone, it's a great deal. It's really good. So as you've heard, both capture speech pretty well. The Rode is a little bit brighter than the D3. The D3 is really quite smooth. And the question is which one would you go for? Which one is worth the money? Considering that the Deity is quite a bit more, it's a difficult decision. So if cost is a major factor in buying a microphone, you need a microphone and you're worried about the cost, then I would say the VideoMicro is a great buy. It lacks a little bass weight, but that can be a useful thing when you're outdoors, especially when you've got traffic behind you. The Micro is going to reject the rumbling of the traffic a lot easier than the Deity. Although, having said that, with the Deity you can do the bass cut later on in post anyway, so it's not a huge problem, but that's one thing to consider. But it does, the Micro does have a slightly sharper treble, which will make you think that speech is a lot clearer. And that can be a really useful thing when you're vlogging and running around, running and gunning. If you like my videos, please consider subscribing. Still need some more subscribers if you're out there. And even better, give us a thumbs up. And it always helps to try and get the channel moving and to get more people watching. Thank you for watching. And next time, I hope to see you there. Cheers for now.